At its core, Landman Season 2 isn't really about oil, deals, or explosions. Those are just the surface mechanics. The real meaning of the season is about the illusion of control, who believes they have it, who actually does, and what happens when that illusion finally collapses. Season 1 introduced Tommy Norris as someone who thrives in chaos. He understands the system's flaws and knows how to exploit them just well enough to survive. Season 2 takes that foundation and deliberately pushes it to the breaking point. Every episode tightens the pressure, not by escalating action, but by stripping away Tommy's safety nets. This season asks a brutal question: what happens when experience stops being enough? Tommy's greatest strength has always been his belief that he can manage consequences better than anyone else. He absorbs risk, so others don't have to. He makes ugly decisions so the damage doesn't spread. Season 2 reveals the flaw in that mindset. You can carry consequences for a while, but eventually they pile up. The explosion in the finale isn't random. It's the physical manifestation of every compromise Tommy has made finally colliding at once. Another major meaning behind Season 2 is inheritance. Not inheritance of money or titles, but of worldview. Cooper's arc is essential here. Throughout the season, Cooper starts thinking the way Tommy thinks: faster, harder, and more willing to accept moral gray areas. At first, this feels like growth. But by the end of the season, it becomes clear that Cooper isn't just learning how to survive. He's learning how to justify survival at any cost. The show isn't celebrating that. It's warning us about it. Season 2 also dismantles the idea that good intentions protect you. Many characters act with restraint, caution, and even decency, yet still get pulled into the fallout. Landman makes it painfully clear that in this world, morality doesn't shield you from consequence. It only changes how you live with it afterward. That's why the season feels so heavy. There are no clean victories, only damage control. The introduction and eventual collapse of the CTT storyline reinforces this theme. Structures are built to create order, but Season 2 shows how fragile those structures really are. They rely on constant maintenance, sacrifice, and people willing to be burned so others aren't. Once that balance breaks, the structure doesn't fail gracefully, it detonates. That's not just a business commentary. It's a statement about systems in general. The final moments of the season, especially the coyote imagery, underline the season's real message. Survival doesn't belong to the most powerful, but to the most adaptable. Control is temporary. Dominance is loud. Endurance is quiet. The coyote exists after the destruction because it never relied on the system in the first place. That's the world Season 2 leaves behind. Ultimately, Landman Season 2 is about the cost of believing you can outrun consequence forever. It challenges the fantasy that being smart, tough, or experienced makes you untouchable. Tommy isn't punished because he's evil. He's broken down because he's human in a system that consumes humans. By the time the season ends, Landman isn't asking whether Tommy deserved what happened. It's asking something far more unsettling. Was this outcome inevitable the moment he chose survival over accountability? That's the real meaning behind Landman Season 2. Not destruction for shock value, but a slow, deliberate reckoning with the limits of control, and a warning about what happens when a world built on compromise finally asks for everything back at once.